Hey, so it's been a minute since I did a video for the DMs out there, and while this one isn't exclusively for you, I do hope it helps. Now, as a disclaimer, some of these do require payment, though all but one include free options, and if they need payment to be fully utilized, I will be sure to let you know. The first segment we're going to be tackling today is going to be formatting. While I do a lot of my work in Google Docs, there are a few other engines that I use to make my work more presentable for others. The first site that I use is the Homebrewery, a site that through using some simple commands, you can format text into looking identical to the 5 ebooks released by Wizards of the Coast. Here, I made all my content for the How to Homebrew series and much more for my games and players. Basically, it looks professional, so I use it to make pretty things for my friends. After that, I also use TetraCube's monster stat block generator. Honestly, all of their generators are good and useful, but this one I use just about every week. Be sure to support them on Ko-fi if you can, as these sites are not free and they're immensely helpful to everyone who uses them. Here, you can make stat blocks for any creature that you can imagine. You can fill out a section just as if it were meant for the monster manual, and for anything that doesn't have a box to click on, you can just customize the entry yourself. Now that you know how to write in the style of D&D, let's get over how to get some ideas for what to write. The first site I want to sing the praises of is Fantasy Name Generator, a great site for literally whatever you need when it comes to names. Here you can get the names of people, shops, towns, nations, ships, and whatever this is. And after that, if you need even more random inspiration, say for entire characters, you can use TetraCube's Random Character Generator. See, I said I use a bunch of their stuff. On this site, you can select any number of the books released for 5e, and it will randomly generate a character including name, race, background, class, and subclass. It can also give their gender, age, and personality traits too. It's great. Alright, broad topic, but I think I've got some good stuff for this one. First, let's go with quick character art, mock-ups if you will. For my game, since we're a bunch of cheap college kids, we use Hero Forge to get our art, and for the most part, it works pretty great. You can customize everything about your mini, and then if you don't want just art, you can pay for a model to print yourself, or have them print it and even paint it. And recently, you can get a model for Tabletop Simulator, which, don't worry, we'll talk about later. You have body options, race, clothing, gear, magic, poses, even mounts. This site is great, and you can quote me on that. And it's free if all you're doing is taking screenshots. After that comes map programs. For the big world maps, I use Incarnate, a program that allows you to draw with a brush, oceans, continents, and roads. This site has a free version and a paid version. I used the paid one for a while, but, I haven't needed it in a while, so I just use the free version now whenever I need it. They also allow you to make battle maps and grand sort of siege combat things. But when it comes to more specific maps, say for dungeons or smaller areas of a town, I use Dungeon Draft, a program that is paid use only, but with this, you can make maps. So many maps. You can import asset packs, make custom arenas, and set up entire sprawling dungeons hundreds of feet wide. It's all up to you, and this is honestly the program to do it. Next is the reference section, and I have lots of rapid-fire things in here. dnd5e.wiki.com, roll20.net, dndwiki.io, 5thsrd.org, and donjon.bin.sh. And lastly, the best thing here in this category, Fight Club 5e. It's an app for Android and iOS that has the basic rules burned into it. You can make characters and all sorts of good stuff. It has ads too, but those can be removed for a one-time $3 payment. Where this gets properly good though is you can download a compendium for free to include all of the 5e material. So it's D&D Beyond, but better. You can also write your own material and do all sorts of neat stuff with tracking different dice and uses of abilities in your phone. You can share characters, magic items, and spells with anyone that's using the app, and it all works really well. It's got different layouts for if you're on a phone versus a tablet versus a computer. It's a great alternative to the more expensive options out there, and it's the one that, while I don't use a whole lot, being a forever DM at all, I still love to have it. So, you play online, and MS Paint seemed like a good idea at first, but now you don't like it anymore. Well, that's what Tabletop Simulator is for. It's not just a fancy Uno simulator, it's whatever you want it to be. It can be used for battle maps, dice rolling, and status tracking, as well as maps if you're brave enough to do this. It's what we use on our sometimes weekly streamed game over on our Twitch page. Be sure to follow us over there to see how well it works, usually. And lastly comes the music section, and specifically music for if you want to stream your games. Epidemic Sound allows you to download all of their tracks for free and listen to them as your own music, and you can also pay to license them for your streams. One license gets you a bunch of channel access passes for Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's all fair use with the license, and I actually like and prefer it a lot. You can sort it by mood, genre, type of instrument, band, all sorts of different things. And true story, they actually copyright struck one of our videos here, and after a quick email, it was back up in an hour. And while we don't make money yet, that's a great sign that they'll do their best to help us if this happens again down the road. And also, it means that I can do this to end the video.